ओम अज्ञानातिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुभे नमः. So today is most auspicious day of disappearance day of His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada. Narottam Das Thakur says that I will smash my head against the rock and enter into fire. It is unbearable, the separation of a acharya or a devotee. Lord Chaitanya asked to Ramanand Rai, Dukkha madhye kon dukkha hai gurutar. Among all types of miseries or painful conditions, which is the topmost miserable or painful condition for a living entity, for a human being? Then Ramanand Rai replied, Vaishnava vichcheda vina dukkha nahi ara. When a acharya or a pure devotee, he disappeared, and no more we are able to get his association. He disappeared from this material world, and that is the topmost painful condition or a miserable condition for a living entity, for a human being, for a Vaishnava. But at the same time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, here is in Shiv who thinks that Vaishnavas die. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, here is in Shiv who thinks a Vaishnavas die. Thou art in living in sound. So Vaishnavas die to live, and living spread the holy names around. So when a Vaishnava he exists in this material world, or he is in his come to this material world in the will of the Lord, and his main mission is to preach this message of Bhagavad Gita and Jugadharma Harinam Sankirtan. That is his main mission. And when he disappeared, he entered the Nityalila, and again he engaged in Lord's eternal pastimes and his service. That's why appearance and disappearance for a pure Vaishnava is both glorious. So there is no difference between appearance and difference of his exalted personality of a Vaishnava Acharya like His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Yesterday I was hearing lecture of Srila Prabhupada. He gave on this in Mayapur in January on the appearance day of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Prabhupada is explaining, actually an Acharya, he appeared in this material world according to the will of the Lord. For a specific purpose, Lord sent his eternal associate to this material world to perform such activities which is very beneficial for the conditioned souls, or to deliver them from this cycle of birth and death. Just like Krishna appeared for Paritranaya Sadhunang Vinasaya Cha Duskritam Dharma Sangsthapanarthaya Sambhavami Juge Juge. Similarly also he is pure devotee. They also appeared in this material world on the will of Lord Sri Krishna. He sent his pure devotees. Actually, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur appeared in this material world because of the sincere prayer of a pure devotee, Bhakti Vinod, his father Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He was praying to the Lord very sincerely, to Lord Jagannath, Oh Lord, please give me a son who can preach this Vaishnava cult or the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and deliver these conditioned souls. Please give me such a devotee son. So because of the sincere prayer of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur appeared in this material world on 1874 AD on 6th February. It was Maghi Krishna Panchami Tithi and Friday. He appeared at the Purushottama Khetra, Jagannath Puri Dham. That time Bhaktivinoda Thakur was magistrate there, and the mother's name of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was Bhagavati Devi. And the particular place where he appeared, that is still in Jagannath Puri. When we are going to Puri, there is Gaudiya Math, Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math is still there. And that time that place was known as the residence of the magistrate, that is Bhaktivinoda Thakur was residing in that place. And it was from his very birth, it was proved that he is not an ordinary man. When just he appeared from the womb of his mother, his abdominal cords just was wrapped around his neck, and it was over his belly, just like a sacred thread. He was born with wearing, just like, looked like as if he is wearing a sacred thread, as a Brahmin. He is born Brahmin. Though he was Bhaktivinoda Thakur was not a Brahmin, he was not born in a Brahman family, but when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur he born, he is just, everyone saw it is as if he is wearing a sacred thread. Though it was the abdominal cords, but it looks like a sacred thread. And all the symptoms of a Mahabhagavata, Mahavaishnava or Mahapurusha was on his body. When he was simply 6 months old, he was only 6 months, and their Jagannath Rath Yatra festival was happened at Puri. And when this Jagannath, the two other chariots, they passed away, Balaram's chariot and Subhadra's chariot, but Jagannath chariot just stay in front of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's residence. That is the present Gaudiya Math. And he stop for 2-3 days. People are trying to just move the chariot to pull ahead, but it was not possible. So seeing this opportunity, that wife of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srimati Bhagavati Devi, she just took this 6-month-old child in her hand and just climbed to the chariot where Jagannath is sitting. Though it is prohibited according to general custom that small babies are not allowed, even in Jagannath Puri nowadays also inside temple. No one can take the small babies below 5 years age. In the chariot also no one can take, but because she was a wife of a magistrate, he was wife of the magistrate, so no one could stop her. That time magistrate was, Prabhupada told, next to governor. He was so powerful. So that's why no one stopped her. So she took the child and just put in the feet of Jagannath. And the child immediately just touched the feet of Jagannath, he was trying to hold the feet of Jagannath, and immediately one garland fell down on the child's head, or just covering his body. So all the pujaris, they started chanting, Hari Bol, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. They told, this boy is not ordinary boy. He is not crying. Generally, if you put in an unknown place, the child immediately start crying, but this child is trying to catch hold the feet of Jagannath, and Jagannath also reciprocating by offering a special garland for him. So all pujaris, they praised the incident. Then they told that they forecasted that this boy will be definitely preach the glories of Jagannath in future. In this way, from his very beginning of his birth, these incidents will happen. There were so many incidents. Another incident Prabhupada was mentioning in his lecture in Los Angeles in 1968. Prabhupada told another incident about mango, when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was only 3 years old, and his father Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he went to market, and that was the mango season, and he purchased some very good mangoes, good quality mangoes, is supposed to offer to his Radha Madhav, that is, he was worshipping his deity. But Bhaktisiddhanta, who had just he brought the mango bag and put in his home, in room, in one side. Then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was a small baby. His name was actually Bimala Prasad. That I forgot to tell. Okay. He just took one mango and started and touched the mouth, started sucking it. So immediately Bhaktisiddhanta and the Bhakti Vinod Thakur saw this. He told, you are an offender. This is meant for the Supreme Lord, for Sri Krishna. This is not for meant for you. You can take the Mahaprasad, but now you have become an offender. It is not offered to Lord and you started eating it. So this simple incident, Bhaktisiddhanta, he remembered for his whole life. Then he took the vow from that very day that in my life I will not qualify to eat a mango. जैसे श्री गौर निताय की जाए, कृष्ण बलराम की जाए, श्री राधा स्वामी सुंदर ललिता विशाखा की जाए. So Prabhupada told this is another incident. This is the quality of an acharya. He is very strict. He teaches with example. Though he was a small baby at 3 years, is not considered an offense for a small child below 5 years age. But still he remembered that incident. Even he become after he has become a acharya, he became sannyasi, and he has thousands of disciples. But still he never ate mango in his whole life. Prabhupada told, when we took mango to offer him, he told, no, I am an offender. I cannot eat mango. In his, how his name, actually his name was given by his father as Bimala Prasad. Bimala Devi, this temple is just in back of Jagannath temple, in Jagannath Puri. Bimala is wife of Lord Shiva. And he is, generally we are calling her what? Maya Devi. Because wife of Shiva is Maya Devi. Sushti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Rekha. But this Mahaprasadam is came to this material world because of her mercy only. Whose mercy? Bimala Devi's mercy. Because one time this Narada Muni went to Vaikuntha world, and that time there is Mahaprasad was available only in Vaikuntha world, not in this material world. Only in the Vaikuntha world, and Narayana gave strict instruction to Lakshmi Devi, no one should get this Mahaprasad. Only you can eat. Lakshmi was eating all Mahaprasad, remnant of Narayan. But one time Narada developed a desire to have the Mahaprasad. So one time he went to Vaikuntha and started serving Lakshmi Devi. He voluntarily became assistant of Lakshmi Devi, cutting sabji and cleaning kitchen, all these things. He started in many days, he not coming from out of Vaikuntha. Lakshmi Devi told, what happened, Narada? You are a preacher, you have to go to preaching. If you will stop preaching, how can this conditioned soul will be delivered? You are the topmost preacher. Now what you want? What you are doing here? Why you are serving me, helping me? When you are cleaning the kitchen, you are cutting sabji, all these things. Narada told, actually you take a vow that whatever I ask you, you will give me. Lakshmi told, what is, why you are telling like this? Nothing is reserved for you. Whatever you want, you can get. You ask just now. Narada told, okay, still you make a vow. And here Lakshmi made, after making her vow, he told, okay, I need remnant of Narayan. I need Mahaprasad of Narayan. So Lakshmi become very, he now is in problem. She was thinking how it is possible. My husband told not to give this his remnant to anyone. Now you are asking, you ask something else. Now I don't know what I need. I need only this one, this thing. Then finally, Lakshmi, that day when he was serving Narayan Prasadam, he was little disturbed, and his mind is not fixed in his service. So Narayan marked. He told, what happened to Lakshmi today? Why you are looking? So we are thinking something else. And Lakshmi told, your dear devotee Narad, he made this problem for me. He is asking your remnant, your Mahaprasad. And you told not to give anyone else. So Narayan anyhow, finally Narayan told, okay, you can give, he is a very dear devotee when I am just looking to other side. Just after taking my meal, I can just sleeping, looking other side, then you can give some prasad from my plate and give to Narada as if I could not know about this. So anyhow, Narada Muni to get the Mahaprasadam, then he became very ecstatic. He started dancing and went to Kalpa Kailas, and he started dancing ecstatically with his Bina. And Narada Muni bajaya Bina, Radhika Ramana Name. Lord Shankara told, what happened to Narada? This is my business to dance. You started dancing, taking my job. What happened? He told, I got some Mahaprasad from Vaikuntha world, from Narayana's Mahaprasad. Then immediately, Shankar also cut hold his hand. He told, where is Mahaprasad? Where is it? Then Shankar just saw some Mahaprasad here, there. Then he also started licking his hand. Then Shankar also started dancing now. With Narada and Shankar, they started ecstatic dance. The dancing was going on. So Parvati told, what is it? This is not time for devastation. Why is my husband is started dancing now? He will finish everything. What are you doing? Stop. Then Shankar told, okay, the reason why I am dancing, because I get some remnant of Narayan, Mahaprasad, that is Narada Muni brought here. It was some prasad was just around his hand, some fingers, and I just get this Mahaprasad. Told, you are my husband, whatever you get, you have to give half to me. You did not give me. She became very upset, disturbed. Then he started cursing to Shankar. Even he is so disturbed. He told, from today, no one will offer grain prasad to you. No one will anyone eat any grain remnant of you. Then he will be reduced from Vishnu Bhakti. Like this, he will be Mayavadi. Like this, he cursed to even to Shankar. Even today there is no grain prasadam in Shankar. Only where, some places where Hari, Hara both are there, like in a Lingara temple in Bhubaneswar, there is Hari also there. Hari, Hara both. Then some there is grain. Otherwise, no grain prasadam offered to Lord Shiva. But still she was crying and crying, not she was not quiet. She was telling, I am such a unfortunate person. I have given this service just to make these living entities away from the Supreme Lord. So everyone is calling me Maya Devi, Maya Devi. No one like me, everyone hate me, all the Vaishnavas also don't want me. They are fearful of me, they are always cursing me. And my husband also now follow the same path. She was crying, so ultimately she was meditating on Narayana, then Narayana himself appeared. And he told, okay, don't worry. For you, I will bring this Mahaprasad from Vaikuntha world to your dham, Devi dham, to this material world. And this Mahaprasad first incarnated from this Vaikuntha world to this material world in Jagannath Puri, as Jagannath Mahaprasadam. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he paid the Jagannath Mahaprasad to his son, Bimala Prasad, he gave the name, because it was the boon given by Narayan, that whenever any prasad offered to the Supreme Lord, Jagannath or Narayan, then this first Mahaprasad will go to whom? To Bimala Devi. She is the first receiver of the Mahaprasad of Jagannath. Then it became Mahaprasad, then it distributed to other living entities or other devotees, they get the remnant. So we are in Jagannath Puri, the first prasad is offered to Jagannath, then it go to Bimala Devi, then it distributed to everyone. After Bimala Devi accepted this prasad. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave the name to his son, Bimala Prasad. We are eating actually Bimala Prasad. Jagannath eating, then he is sending to Bimala Devi. And Bimala Devi after eating, then we are getting that Mahaprasad. So Bimala Devi also, Vaishnavi Devi. One of name Bimala Devi is Vaishnavi Devi. That's why we should not hate her. Although she is doing her duty. That is the duty given to her by the Supreme Lord. So that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave the name to his son as Bimala Prasad. Prasad means mercy, special mercy. So in this way, he got the name Bimala Prasad. And Srila Prabhupada told my Guru Maharaj is a revolutionary, he is a Goshthanandi Vaishnava. He is not like other Vaishnavas, his mood is just like mood of Prahlad Maharaj. That is also same mood. Srila Prabhupada also had the same mood. Prahlad Maharaj telling in his prayer that when Nrsimhadev is asking Prahlad, please Prahlad, come to my abode. You suffered so much. Now you return back to Godhead, to come back to Vaikuntha world. I am personally coming to. I am here personally to take you back to my abode. But Prahlad did not agree with the proposal of Nrsimhadev. He told, oh Lord, I am not fearful about myself. I am simply thinking about these conditioned souls. Prabhupada in his lecture is quoting this verse also. Naiva dvije para durataya vaitaranya tadvirja gayana maha amritamagna chitta sochetato vimukha chetasa indriyartham maya sukhaya bharam udbahato vimudham. Prahlad Maharaj telling, oh Lord, I am not fearful about me. I am not thinking about me. Wherever I may be, I could do your bhajan, I can chant here and remember you. But I am thinking about these conditioned souls. All these bimudas, these rascals, they did not know what is the goal of their life. They are simply spending their time in sense gratification. And I have to follow the footpath of my Guru, Narada Muni, and to deliver these conditioned souls. I have to preach this Krishna consciousness to these conditioned souls. And that is the mood of also Srila Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. In another next verse also, Prahlad Maharaj told that generally all the saintly peoples, many saintly the personalities, Prayana Deva Munaya, so Vimukti Kama, they are thinking about to achieve liberation. So Maunam Charanti Vijane na Parartha Nishtha. They go to Himalaya, they stop talking to anyone, Mauna Vrata, then they meditate on the Brahman, and then like this they are planning to enter the Brahma Jyoti or Sajujya Mukti. But my goal is not that. Now the Prahlad Maharaj told that I am here simply to preach your glories or preach the glories of the Supreme Lord. Naitad vihaya krupanam vimukhya eko. I don't want to be miser. A miser actually who has Krishna, who has knowledge about Shastras, who knows the science of Krishna consciousness, but he did not want to preach. So he is known as miser. That is Krishna. So that's why that is the mood of a Goshthanandi Vaishnava preaching. But one cannot be Goshthanandi Vaishnava simply by without bhajan, without purity. As Prabhupada told, purity is the force. Though preaching is the essence, purity is the force. That's why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is not only a Goshthanandi Vaishnava, he has a perfect bhajananandi also. No one could do bhajan like him. He was just like when his father was transferred from Puri to Rampur in Bengal, then there he admitted to high school. Then he also in 1982 he admitted to Sanskrit college, and then he has become very famous by writing some articles on astronomy about in Jyotish Shastra astronomy, and his articles were so famous even the university professors, they praised these articles. When he was getting very famous, even he was a student in intermediate class, but he was allowed to give class in postgraduate classes in those are doing classes MA or on this postgraduate level. But even he was a student in the intermediate class, but he was asked to give class in postgraduate classes. Like he became very famous. Everyone knows that he was always in class first, and he is so talented. So everyone was looking at him, all his professors are always praising him. So suddenly Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he read one of his poem of his father. His father was writing, but same time he was also reading the writings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote in one of his poem that Jada Vidya Jato Mayar Vaibhav Tomar Bhajane Badha Anitya Sansare Moho Janmaya Jivaku Karaye Gadha. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote in one of his bhajan that Jada Vidya, this material education, Jada Vidya Jato Mayar Vaibhav, they are all the Maya, the illusory energy, they are all the tricks of illusory energy. They are all the wealth of illusory energy. Mayara Vaibhava, Tomara Bhajane Badha. They are simply make disturbance in Krishna Bhajan, in pure devotional service, or glorifying when someone want to dedicate his life in preaching mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then all these material qualifications, the Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling, they create some break or some disturbances in the path of bhajan. Tomara bhajane badha, anitya samsare moho janmaya, jivo ko kara hai gadha. Generally, that is the general principle, that we are getting a material education, getting big degrees, then we have to, what is aim? Why are you getting big degrees? Somehow or other get money. Money is sweeter than honey, brighter than sunshine. Either he go do a job, government job or some company job, or he will do some business. Aim is to earn money. And then when money, then he need wife, then house, Gruha, Khetra, Sutta, Vita, Apta, Prahlad Maharaj till they start. So in this way, one entangled in the cycle of birth and death in this material world. So when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he just read this poem of his father. Though he was the most talented student of the time, he gave up his study. He stopped going to college. He did not go to college anymore. He started reading more and more his father's books. Whatever Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote, about 100 books, and he was reading every book scrutinizingly. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur saw that his son is no more going to college, but he did not ask him to again also to go. Because he knows that this is that particular son for whom I have prayed to Jagannath, that devotee son. This is this devotee son. He is appeared to preach this Krishna consciousness all over the world. So if you are a talented student like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, your parents will allow? It is very difficult. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur allowed his son to read this. Then he started traveling with his father. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur always traveling with his father Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Wherever Bhaktivinoda Thakur was going, he was going, just assisting him, going with him. And one time there is a big debate in Medinapur district, in Bengal, now in Bengal. There is big debate among the Smarta Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. That is the time. All the Smarta Brahmanas, they are prominent in society. And they are telling, unless one is born in a Brahmana family, one cannot worship deity. One cannot give Bhagavad classes. And now we are worshipping deity, we are reading Bhagavatam, having the sacred thread. That is all due to the mercy of His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. He was such a revolutionist preacher. It was impossible. There was no one thinking at that time in the society that it will happen like this. But he made it practical. In this, there is a great debate among the Smarta Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas. In that big assembly, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was invited to give his speech. But he was sick, so he sent his young son, who? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bimala Prasad. And that Bisambharananda Goswami from Gopivallabhapur in Odisha, and here is from Madhusudan Goswami from Radharanam temple. They were also there in the debate, great debate. So from Vaishnava side they asked to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur to give lecture. Everyone knows that he is a very prominent scholar. So first he praised the Brahmanas very nicely. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namo. He started his speech. Brahmana, Krishna is only for the to protect the Brahmana and cows. He's for their welfare. Like this, many quotes he gave. The Brahmanas thought, what is this person? He's just glorifying Brahmana. It's very nice. They are clapping hand. Nice boy. But finally, then after telling how Brahmanas are dear to Supreme Lord, then he told who is a Brahmana. What are the qualifications of a Brahmana? Then he started telling the qualification of the Brahmana. Then the Brahmanas, they put their face down. So, Sama, Dama, Tapa, Saucha, Khanti, Arjamai, Vacha, Jnana, Vijnana, Astikam, Brahma Karma. So many. Then he told, actually, Lord told that Name Priya Chaturvedi Madhbhakta Sopachaha Priya. A person who knows the 4 Vedas, even he is born in a Brahmana family, knows all the Tantras, Mantras, Vedas, he is not so dear to me. Though if my devotee, even he is born in a family of a dog eater, Sopachaha. Dog eater, he is more dearer than that so-called Brahmana who is born in a Brahmana family. Like this, he quote many verses, glorifying Vaishnavas in the end. And he is giving all the arguments according to Shastra. So the Brahmanas cannot tell anything. They are finally defeated. And all the Vaishnavas are simply, they clapped and they glorify Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So he became very prominent among the Vaishnavas gradually. So, but he was very morose by seeing the Sahajiyas in this society that time. Prabhupada name in Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote about 13 types of different Sahajiya peoples, names. Aulo, Baulo, Sakhi Veki, Karta Bheja, Chudadhari, Goranganagari, like this 13 different categories of Sahajiyas. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur only writing against them, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur just writing, in his writing he is writing against the Sahajiya principles. But in practical, his son Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he want to practically demonstrate all these things. Even in Puri, there is one Sahajiya, Radha Ramanicharan Dev, he is preaching, he stopped chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he started his own mantra. Bhajapo Hare Krishna Hare Ram, Bhaja Nitai Gaur Radhe Shyam. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was very disturbed by this, and he is violent because he was against him. He make his own group even to fight physically with this person. Then finally Bhaktivinoda Thakur told, you go to Mayapur, do your bhajan there. Do go to Mayapur. And because he did not like that some magistrate's son is doing something and people should complain. So anyhow, but Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was very disturbed. He came to Mayapur and he did his bhajan. He took the vow of chant 100 crores names. 100 crores name. Satakoti, 100 crores name, vow to chant. He just went to the Jogapith and he was not even made a cottage. Just in beginning he made a small cottage and started sitting and started chanting his rounds like Haridas Thakur every day, more than 3 lakhs. Because 1 month he was chanting 1 crore name. 3 lakh means 90 lakh, but 1 crore means it's more than 3 lakh. Every day he was chanting and he was making just little khechdi. Once he just eating little khechdi and whole day and night sitting and chanting. Even when this cottage was damaged, it was broken, he did not repair the cottage. He just put an umbrella and sitting under this umbrella he started chanting. He was great. Who can do that type of bhajan? Even if you see how he is a bhajananandi, he was chanting more than 3 lakhs a day for 9 years or more to complete his 100 crores name, chanting. To get power, how can one preach unless he is purity or not empowered by the Supreme Lord? Only someone is empowered by the Supreme Lord, he can preach vigorously, like Bhakti Siddhanta or Srila Prabhupada. So in this way, finally, Panchatattva appeared to him, and 6 Goswamis, they all appeared to him, and they authorized him to go and preach. Now your sadhana is finished. Now you should start your preaching movement. Then Mahaprabhu told him to establish the Daivi Varnasrama system. So that's why Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur getting this special mercy and instruction from Panchatattva and previous Acharyas Goswamis, and he took sannyas. In 1918, 3rd March, it was Gauru Purnima day, following the footprints of the first Vaishnava Acharya, who? Ramanuja Acharya, Sri Sampradaya Acharya. He also took sannyas. He took sannyas himself. He has no sannyas guru. Ramanuja Acharya also just sent his wife to his father's house by sending a false letter to his wife. Then his wife left to his father's home. Then Ramanuja Acharya himself took sannyas. He went to Varadarajan temple, and keeping Kanchipurna as witness, he himself made his Tridanda and took sannyas. There is no sannyas guru for Ramanuja Acharya. So following that principle, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also accepted sannyas. He put the picture of his Guru Maharaj, who has already disappeared, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and he took sannyas himself. That's why everyone criticized, who is the sannyas guru? Who gave him Gayatri? Who all these things? But he is a powerful preacher. He can do anything. He has got the direct mercy from the Supreme Lord. It is also very interesting how he got initiation from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Because when he was started traveling with Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and he came to Vrindavan, and he was traveling in different places and meeting sadhus, then Bhakti Vinod Thakur marked that now Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is very serious in accepting the spiritual path. So he told his son, unless you accept a spiritual master, it is very difficult to progress in spiritual path. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur advised Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati to take initiation from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Bhakti Vinod Thakur knows that he is a Paramahansa. Though he is even illiterate, Anguta Chap, he did not know how to write also. But he knows that he is a, Bhakti Vinod Thakur knows he is Paramahansa Vaishnava. He is Bhajananandi, but still he was Paramahansa Vaishnava. He was not like other Babajis. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was not mixing up with other Babajis. He was always remain alone, and he also chant every day like 2 lakh or 3 lakh names. Even he is not cooking anything. He just getting some rice or something, just wrap in a cotton and just put it inside Ganga, and the rice will be little salad. Then just putting some salt and some chili, then he just eat. Or some like this is Sakhyat Vairagya Murtaye. After Gauranath Das Goswami, if someone is search for another Vairagi, then the name of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj will come to front. He was not purchasing cloth or not wearing any new cloth. He was just taking the wasted cloth in some buried places, from smasanas or from some dead bodies or something just flowing in the Ganges. Just take it and wash it and wear. Sometimes he cook for the Lord. He will take the pots from the buried place, from smasanas. Those are rejected pots. He will come, brought these pots and wash in Ganga water and put rice and Ganga water and cook it and offer to the Lord. She was such a person. And he took vow, I will not take any disciple in my life. But Bhakti Vinod Thakur told to go, Bhakti Saraswati, you have to take initiation from him. He is a Paramahansa. Then the first day, Bhakti Siddhanta went to Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj for initiation. The Gaur Kishore Das told, okay, I have to ask Gauranga Mahaprabhu. I cannot give you initiation immediately. I have to ask to Mahaprabhu. The next day, he came again and asked for initiation. Then Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj told, okay, I have forgotten to ask to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. I have forgotten. Then Because he was staying just in the bank of Ganges underneath a banana tree. Gaurkishora Das Babaji Maharaj not even making any cottage, he was just staying underneath tree. And third time Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur went, he told, actually Gauranga Mahaprabhu told this big scholarly persons having the big university degrees, all talented people, say they are all so much proud, all this Krishna consciousness is not for the proud people, this is for the meek and humble. Though someone is like Tunadapi Sunichana, Tororupi Saisma, such people can accept this Krishna consciousness. So now this time Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told, okay, you are worshipping a crooked person, who? Krishna. He never spoke, not stand straight, not speak straight, you are also following the same path, but you know that I must take an initiation from you. You are my eternal spiritual master. If you will not give me an initiation, then I will give up my life in front of you, just jump into this Ganges. So seeing this great determination of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, finally Gaurkishora Das Babaji Maharaj gave him initiation. He was the only disciple of Gaurkishora Das Babaji Maharaj. When Gaurkishora Das Babaji Maharaj was disappearing, when he disappeared, all the Babajis of Navadip, they come together. Why? Who will give samadhi to the body of Gaurkishora Das Babaji Maharaj? He is Siddha Mahatma, he is very famous all over Navadip and Vrindavan, among the sadhus. Everyone knows that he is a Siddha Mahatma. He is so everyone is thinking, his body in any ashram, his body will be buried at the samadhi of Gaurkishora Babaji Maharaj, then many people will come to see him. Even in his life, when he was alive, many big people were coming to Gaurkishora Babaji Maharaj to offer him so many wealth, property, all these things, and he refused all the time. He never accepted anything. So that's why they are thinking to give his samadhi in their own particular ashram. But when the news came to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he came to this spot. He told, I am his only disciple. So this is the divine body of my divine master. So I am authorized to give samadhi to his body. And Babaji started rebuking, started quarreling, starting abusing Bhaktisiddhanta. You are a neophyte. You are a Baba. You are simply Brahma. Even not even taken the Babaji initiation. You are maybe who knows that Gaurkishora just gave you Hare Krishna mantra or something, throw some dust to you. We are not accepting you as a disciple. So Bhaktisiddhanta told, okay, I am not Paramahansa, I am a neophyte and you are all Paramahansas. So now I am keeping witness, Mother Ganges is here and my divine body of my Guru Maharaj, and I am keeping also witness to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. I am telling all of you, Babaji, you are thinking you are Paramahansas. If you have no illicit thinking or illicit sex within last 1 year, then come forward and take the divine body of my divine master. Then they are just looking each other. No one come forward, because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave the challenge not only in the gross sense, it is also in subtle way. When you are thinking in mind, when seeing a young girl, some agitation is coming in mind. So he gave in this ground challenge. Illicit sex not only in the gross sex life, but it is also in mind, subtle way. So he told, okay, within 6 months, if no one have enjoyed this illicit sex, then come. Then he told 3 months, 1 month, 15 days, 7 days, 3 days. He told last night, even yesterday, someone is free from the illicit sex. Come and take the divine body of my master. So the Babaji just looking each other, no one came. Then finally Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur took the divine body of Gaurkishora Das Babaji Maharaj and just took, because he came to this spot because this Gaurkishora Das Babaji, in his time of his leaving his body, he expressed a desire. He told the other Babajis nearby, he told, after I am leaving my body, you should drag my body in the path of Navadip. Just hold in a rope and drag my body all over Navadip, so the dam's dust will just smash all over my body. So that they were planning to do. That's why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur stopped them to do this. He told, you fools, you don't know, you could not understand the words of a Paramahansa Vaishnava. Because of his humble position, you want to take all this advantage. So in this way, he was a revolutionist. When he had just started this establishing temples and giving initiation to the Sudras. He was making Brahmanas to the Sudras, Mlechas. Even now Prabhupada make the Brahmanas to the Javanas and Mlechas. He went to the Western world taking the advice of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So many smarta Brahmanas there even planned to kill him. The police officer in Navadip, he came one time to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He told, Swamiji, you be very careful, because these smarta Brahmanas, they have already all together, and last night they came to us, they giving us bribe 25,000 rupees. That means that time means now it's more than 25 lakh. They asking to take this bribe, and they want to murder you. And so they want us to be silent. Then we told, no, we cannot do this. We accept some bribe from peoples, but not in case like this, because he is a saintly person and is an exalted son of ex-magistrate who? Bhakti Vinod Thakur. We cannot accept. So police, but Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was not afraid of this. He was smiling. That's why he known as Nrsimha Guru. He known as Nrsimha Guru. He is a lion Guru. Mayavadis could not face him. When Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur will walk in the road, the Mayavadis were coming from the opposite side. He saw the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is coming. He immediately changed his way. He will go to other way. Otherwise, if he will come to front, Bhaktisiddhanta will just catch him. Just cut only. He told, you rascal, why are you telling this? The Supreme Lord has no body. His janma karma, his appearance and his pastimes are false. You rascal, come and argue with me, talk with me. They simply ran away. So that's why he is known as Nrsimha Guru. He came to, he is such a revolutionist. He started wearing this kurta. In those days the sadhus were not wearing any kurta, having stitching cloth, stitch in cloth. But he first introduced wearing kurta. Who? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He started, told, for preaching purpose all these things are need. You have you must use good clothes and use kurta. All these things are given by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Even he came to Radhakund wearing pant shirt. A pant shirt having hat in his body. We can see this picture in Gaudiya Math. Das Puja book is still. Those days there is only 10 cars in all over the India, all over, and only the big peoples they have car. But Bhaktisiddhanta, one of the car belongs to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He came to Radhakund in car and wearing pant shirt, boot in his, also a boot, having hat and tie, just like dressed himself like a Western young man, and came to Radhakund. And wherever Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was going, that advertisement was going on everywhere, in all newspapers everywhere, that because he was very famous that time in India. He was an exalted saintly person. Even the big politicians, like, they were also going to meet him and taking some advice. So when he came, just get down from his car in Bank of Radhakund, and he was wearing pant shirt and all these boots. All the Babajis in Radhakund, they came together to welcome him. They are thinking, this son of Bhakti Vinod, he is very exalted sadhu now, everyone he is famous. So he may be coming here to speak some Radha Krishna Leelas or pastimes, we can be able to hear some from him. So they are together there. Then when they saw Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in pant shirt, they are thinking maybe he is a driver, he is driver of the car. Then they are asking him, where is this Bimala Prasad? The son of Bhakti Vinod is known as Bhaktisiddhanta. He told, I am. The Babaji is just looking at him from his feet to head. Told you. He told, how, what type of sadhu he is? Bank of Radhakund, at that time no one is thinking even wearing shoes, and he is in a boot in his feet, and even a Western young man, like looks like a Western young man. He told, yes, I came here to teach you how to preach for Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu told, Prithivite ache jato nagaradi gram, sarvatra prachara hoive mara naam. Mahaprabhu told these names and glories will be preached all over the world. And you all, Babaji is making his small cottage and sitting here and imitating Haridas Thakur for name and fame. Then he chastised them. He told, yes, I accepted the dress for preaching for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he told his he compiled a famous song, Are Dushtaman. Are Dushtaman, tumi kisera Vaishnava, Pratisthara Tare Nirjanara Ghare, Taba Harinama Kevala Kaitava. What type of Vaishnava you are? Just for false adoration, name, fame, you are just making a small cottage and residing in the bank of Radhakund. And you are simply cheating. You are simply Dushta Kisara Vaishnava, Pratisthara Vare Nirjana Ghare Taba Harinama Kevala Kaitava. You are chanting this imitation Harinam, imitating Haridas Thakur, this is only cheating. So I came here to teach you how to preach for Gauranga Mahaprabhu. She was such a revolutionist person. Anyhow, some Babajis left and some Babajis they are still. And they told, okay, whatever happened in the evening we will come together for listen katha. Then the spot was specified a particular place where Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur will give lecture. Then all Babajis come together. Then they are thinking there is some discussion on Ujjwal Linamani or some Rasa Shastra, some mother. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur were accepting the book. What? Sri Isa Upanishad. Then he started reading. Isa bhashyam idam sarvam jatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita magridha kasya siddhanam. The Babaji just looking at each other. So what is this? He is teaching us ABCD. We don't know that everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. But Bhaktisiddhanta knows that these Babaji will do what in future. Now the Babaji is doing that. Why he gave this lecture on Isopanishad. Now you see Radhakund, there is all Babajis. They are known as Paramahamsas. And they are followers of Das Goswami. Who Das Goswami? Who? Raghunath Das Goswami. Who was drinking 1 cup of buttermilk in every 48 hours, every alternative day. And he was spending his life. He rejected all the properties of his parents. Tetyaturna Ase Samandalapati Selling Sada Tutsavat. Now you see Radhakund, there are so many banks. And if you go to the banks, you see the crores of rupees of this account. Who is keeping the account? These Babajis, they have account. Crores of rupees. And they are telling we are following whom? Das Goswami. So Bhaktisiddhanta knows all these things. He is a big astrologer. So he tried to teach this lesson first. Isa bhashyam idam sarvam. In this way, he was never compromised in his principle. So Babaji is left him. Even nowadays also the Babaji is very inimical to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He heard his name, start rebuke him. Because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur never compromised. It was in this bank of Radhakund that Srila Prabhupada, he met him. And he was Prabhupada, which is younger son, Vrindavan with him. And it is on the bank of Radhakund that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave this instruction to Srila Prabhupada. He took a paper. Prabhupada asked him very humbly to his divine master that how can I serve you? When Prabhupada was going to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he was asking only one sentence. How can I serve you? That is a question to his spiritual master. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur took a plain paper and he drew a mridanga. Make a mridanga, and he told to Abhay Charan, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, he told him that Abhay, if you have money, you should print books in English language and preach the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, specifically in Western world. And he told that this is mridanga, you sir. In Kirtan we are playing this small mridanga. But how many devotees will be preached with this small mridanga? How this Harinam can be preached? Only few peoples away, around. But if you print books, this is Bruhat Mridanga. This printing press is Bruhat Mridanga. And these books will distribute all over the world. Even in one book, many people can read and may become devotees. So it is Prabhupada, it is Bank of Radhakund that he advised this. Srila Prabhupada met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur first in 1922 in Calcutta with his friend Naren. Prabhupada was not going to meet him, but Naren somehow just forcefully take him. Because Prabhupada has seen so many sadhus in his house. His father Gaur Mahande, in his childhood time, every day he was bringing 8-10 sadhus in his home, a saffron cloth. He was disgusted. He told, I have seen so many sadhus in my house. I don't want to see any sadhu. But Naren told, no, I will show you a very real sadhu. As somehow when Prabhupada just with his friend, that paying obeisances to Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur was sitting with his some senior disciples, sannyasis. He was giving some talks there. Then he just seeing that Prabhupada just woke up and he just showed his finger directly to Prabhupada. You are a young and educated man, why you are not taking this Lord Chaitanya's mission to Western world? Prabhupada told, I was surprised, this man did not know anything about me. And without knowing me and nothing, no talk, nothing but first asking. But Prabhupada was also a student leader that time. He was an active leader in Gandhi's movement, non-independent movement. So he was wearing khadi, dhoti, kurtas. Then he is also, Prabhupada told, I never defeated, no one defeated in my life in argument. First time I was defeated by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Prabhupada told, okay, we are what? Our country is not independent now. And who will listen? When we go to talk to other countries, who will listen our preaching? First we will make our country independent, then we will go preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur defeat him. He cut all his arguments. He told this Gauranga Mahaprabhu's instruction, the teachings of Gita and Bhagavatam, it is not going to wait for independence. This is all material situations. Our philosophy is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Whole world is one family. In this way he cut all his arguments. Prabhupada becomes silent. He told, first time one person defeated me in argument. And within my mind, I accepted him as my spiritual master. He thought that if in future I will enter spiritual life, make someone spiritual master, but this person. And Prabhupada told, he wrote that I could understand this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in hand of a perfect person. So in this way, and finally he took initiation in 1933. In Allahabad, Prabhupada took initiation from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. When the temple president of Allahabad, he was recommending so many things, telling about Prabhupada to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I know him. Because he has he was listening to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Koshi. In Koshi, by Brajamandala Parikrama, Prabhupada also came to meet Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And there was an announcement that some people should go, those who want to go Parikrama to Sargad, they can go. And those who want to listen the lecture of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he also go, same time giving class here, discourse on Bhagavad Gita, they can stay here. So Prabhupada stay for listening. He did not go in Parikrama. So what is the benefit by just walking in the road? I can hear this nectarian discourse from my Guru Maharaj. That will provide me much strength in my preaching. So in this way, Prabhupada, that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur remembered. He told, I know him. He is such a great attention for hearing me. For 6 hours, Prabhupada started sitting and hearing to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Others, listeners, gradually after 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, they just left. But from beginning to end, Prabhupada was sitting and he in rapt attention, he was hearing whole lecture. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told, I marked him. So in this way, when some other peoples, they asking Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, please tell this boy, he is a very sincere person, to take some responsibility in some branches in Gaudiya Math. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur never told Prabhupada to take any charge. He told, no, time will come, he will do everything alone. Because he was an astrologer, he knows everything, what will happen in future. He told, time will come, he will do alone everything. So when the time come, he appeared again to Prabhupada in dream. He told Abhay, now time come, take sannyas. And Prabhupada thinking, I am Grahastha, how can I take sannyas? Is it impossible? Prabhupada told him, thinking, it is impossible. 3 times Bhaktisiddhanta came in dream and told Prabhupada, it is now time, take sannyas and go for preaching. So anyhow, then Krishna interfere and he take away everything from Prabhupada. His all business was failure. Finally, his wife even gave his Bhagavatam in tea shop. Prabhupada left home and he took sannyas. And in this way, just how is the instruction of Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur to Prabhupada, even he disappeared from this material world. Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur just disappeared from this material world on 1st January 1937. Just 15 days, 2 weeks back, on December 13, Prabhupada wrote a letter from Bombay. Prabhupada was in Bombay, some business work, and Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur in Puri. And he wrote a letter, Prabhupada wrote a letter to Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur. Guru Maharaj, I am a grahastha. I am not able to serve you properly. You have so many brahmachari and sannyasi disciples, they have dedicated their life to your mission. How can I serve you? Please give some guidance. Then again the same letter come back. Just 15 days before Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur disappeared, he gave the same message to Prabhupada. That if you have money, then print books in English language and preach this teachings of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, message of Gita and Bhagavatam to the Western peoples in Western world. Same message. From his past appearance, Prabhupada first saw Bhaktivinoda same instruction, and many times in life Prabhupada asked the same instruction, same question, answer is the same. That's why Prabhupada dedicated his life to fulfill the desire of His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. If Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada is not here, there are no kurta, no dhoti, no all these things, no sacred thread, nor all these things, all these revolutions. Before sadhus are not staying in temple, not mutts. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur first started this principle, establishing mutt and brahmacharis and sannyasis to stay in mutt, in a ashram. So in this way he is a revolutionary, no doubt. He is in such a situation those days. People are so conservative, orthodox society, and he made such a revolution. He changed everything. When he came to Braja, even in Vrindavan, even the Goswami temples, they not allowed him to enter the temple. They are throwing stones to him. When he came to Vrindavan with 10,000 peoples in Brajamandal Parikrama with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. When he was also doing Navadip Manya Parikrama, not also 10,000 peoples more. Even nowadays ISKCON is aspiring to achieve that position. Even 10,000 people, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, only Indians people, 10,000 people are working with him in Parikrama. That's why he is known as Nrsimha Guru. Prabhupada told my Guru Maharaj is also an encyclopedia of knowledge. Any person go to ask any question, he will get the perfect answer from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Same time, he was also very strict sannyasi, strictly following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's footprint. Prabhupada told his own experience. One time he was sitting in Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's room with his grandmother, O.B.L. Kapoor. He is from Vrindavan, with a professor in Agra University. So he and O.B.L. Kapoor and his wife, young wife, and Prabhupada were sitting also there in the same room, and with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Then the wife of O.B.L. Kapoor, he told, Guru Maharaj, I want to speak you something. He told, yes, you are allowed to speak. Now speak, you can speak in front of all my disciples. She told, no, Guru Maharaj, I want to speak you little secretly. Told, it is not possible. You cannot speak me separately, alone. A strict sannyasi principle. Even Prabhupada also, in Prabhupada house, even one time his disciple was sitting with Prabhupada and no one there, his own brother, sister, Pisima was there. And this brahmachari just came out. Prabhupada called him immediately. Call again. Then he chastised him, why you left me alone here? This is the principle just for teaching. So in this way, an acharya, he teaches by his own acharan, by his own example, perfect example. So is the acharya in Sampradaya, in our Sampradaya, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Actually we are following these principles all from him and Srila Prabhupada. Whatever principles they gave us. They are not only Bhajananandi, they are also Goswamis, both. Who can do bhajan like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur? 100 crores names to chant every day. Same time, very compassionate for the ordinary living entities. Even in a mott, if a brahmachari slept and forget to put the mosquito net, he will go personally and put the mosquito net for him. And one time, sometime also he encouraged chanting of the people. How chant, his principle was chanting, how much? 60 per round. Anyhow, but that's a Prabhupada told in calculation of my Guru Maharaj, we are all fallen. But still, we will believe in the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada is even more merciful. Even Prabhupada told for his disciples, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is more merciful than me, because he is your grandfather. A grandfather is more merciful than your own father. Sometimes Prabhupada chastises his disciples, then the disciples go to in front of Bhaktisiddhanta and pray for him. To tell your disciple he is becoming so angry. And many of them have experience. After praying to Bhaktisiddhanta, they go to Prabhupada. Prabhupada was very quiet, calm and quiet. So in this way, we see how, though he was a Nrsimha Guru in preaching, but he was very humble when he was in assembly of Vaishnavas. He will never consider anyone as his enemy, Ajata Satru. One person in Calcutta, he was criticizing all the time to Bhaktisiddhanta activities. Finally, and he was always criticizing. In a newspaper giving articles, and so Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur not objecting anything. But after some time he died. Suddenly, he was a not old person, young person, heart attack and died. When all the newspaper, this news came, his disciples had run to Bhaktisiddhanta to show the news. This person had died. Dead. Nrsimha Dev killed him. He is a blasphemer of Vaishnava, but there are tears in the eyes of Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. He told, I lost my most dear friend today. He is the only person who was putting my mistakes in front line. And you are all false praisers. You are simply praising me. He was actually my friend. He was my actual friend who was putting my defects in front. In this way, he never considered anyone as his enemy. But sometimes he was not tolerant to the Sahajiyas. He was very hard for the Sahajiyas, to the Babajis. But those who were real Babajis, like Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Banshidas Babaji Maharaj, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he was always worshipping them. He was keeping 2% from Gaudiya Math for Banshidas Babaji Maharaj all the time. Simply to get his remnant. Even the remnants of Banshidas Babaji Maharaj reached to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur after 15 days, or sometimes he was spoiled, but still he will eat it with great enthusiasm. He was not the blasphemer of the real Babajis, but those who were Sahajiyas. Like this. So in this way, today is his disappearance day, and to remembering his footpath, how he was the first man, of course, in our this preaching movement. This Bhakti Vinod Thakur is considered as the father of the preaching movement, the modern preaching movement. But this is taken ahead by his son, His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. All over India, he established 64 Gaudiya months, and taking his instruction, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Our Prabhupada has taken this message all over the world. Prithivite ache jata, nagaradi gram, sarvatra prachara bhaibe maro naam. That is the forecasted by Lord Chaitanya, and it was come to practical by Srila Prabhupada, and we are simply following their footsteps. Hare Krishna. So this time is over. His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Srila Prabhupada ki Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bolo. कितने बजे? 1 o'clock there is a Puspanjali and Arati of His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. You are all welcome. Hare Krishna.